All right. Hello, everyone. Good evening and a warm welcome to everyone at MESC Red Devils NCR. This is Delvin, and I have Amit Bhai and Munawar Bhai with me on the video today. And we only discuss about one and only one thing whenever we have these two gentlemen on the video with us, and that is FPL. So yes, we are back with another video with another new week, and for all FPL managers, this stretch of game week 26 to game week 29 or 30 is arguably the 4 weeks that can more or less make or break your entire FPL season. It could either take you to heights that you've never imagined, or it could take you to lows that you've never imagined. There is no in between. So every single week from here has to be planned carefully, has to be planned meticulously, and a lot of attention to detail has to be given. Uh, Before we get into all the essentials of this week and maybe talk about a little the coming game weeks as well, Amit bhai, I would like to ask you first. How was your game week? Was it a green arrow? Was it a red arrow? What was your tactics entering into that game week, and did those tactics work?
So, hi everyone. Yeah, so first of all, it was a green arrow for me. So, had 89 points. Average was 74. So, tactics were yes, so first tactic was I didn't took a hit, any hit. So, I was thinking of taking a hit for Mitrovic to Darwin, but I didn't took a hit. Though if I would have taken it, would have much made a difference because Darwin didn't start the first game, and in second game also he got 2 points, and with the -4 it would have been a loss. Second hit I was thinking of taking a hit for Patterson, so I had a Patterson in my team where I was thinking of taking Tarkovsky. Again, it was a bad decision because Tarkovsky scored 0 points over two games, so my -8 was saved. But yes, bad thing was that I only had 9 players playing because Mitrovic again, Marco Silva just said he's not fit enough at the last, and he didn't started him, or he didn't started, or he didn't had in his squad. Patterson, I was not imagining. So there was 9 players which had in my team which started. So 89 points with 9 players, I guess, is very good. The only difference I could have made with Saka was my captain. So first I thought after first game of this double game week for Arsenal, I thought I have made a bad decision, but no, he gave me 12 points in the second game. So it was overall a good decision. Martinelli, so before start of game week 24, I took Martinelli out. And since then, he has scored 4 goals in 3 games with 7 bonus points. So, so that was a big miss for me. Though I had Odegaard, I swapped Bruno for Odegaard, and Odegaard gave me 13 points. So that overall, I'm satisfied with my points. But nonetheless, now as you have mentioned, the real plotting and planning will start now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, all those who had Arsenal assets were in for a good haul this week, and I myself had three Arsenal players, and all of them gave me very good returns. I had Martinelli, of course, so Martinelli gave me some really good returns. I had Odegaard, of course, and then I had Gabriel with me on defense. So all in all, some really good contributions from them. Then I also did not take any hit for game week 25. So that was another good thing. It was another green arrow for me. I got 91 points. I had Haaland as my captain, and yeah, that again brings me back to number one in our fan club league. Not a lot of difference once again. It's a matter of 2 points again, but then again, it's good to
Yeah.
be back. It's good to be back number one. So it was a very very good week for me. Hopefully, I continue with the same way. Munawar bhai, your game week, red arrow, green arrow, and what was your tactic entering into that game week?
Like previously, I said I had so many hits taken, so that hits were successful for me. I had all the green arrows, in whichever league I am there. And like I had Sa in my team. He gives okay points, like 4 to 5 points. Then I had Killman. He also gave 3 to 4 points only. Then I had Saliba, which gave me points. Then Tarkowski was a very bad upset for everybody, very bad upset for everybody, because more like 60 to 40% players have bought him. Like he was having a good form, but now suddenly 0 points minus. and like he took a yellow card against Arsenal, so very less points. Then I had the Gakpo. Gakpo started one game, then he didn't came another game. Then I had the player of the week, Martinelli, in my team. Then I had Odegaard as a captain, and I had Bruno. No, not Bruno. Sorry, I had Andres in my team. And like in forward, I had Kane, Haaland, and Joao Felix. So it was overall a okay week for me. I had 91 points without any hit. So it was a very good week for me.
Oh, same points as mine, Munawar bhai. So one thing common: no hits taken by all of us, which is always a good sign. Considering that we are in the business end of the FPL season, so every hit, every chip matters at this point in time. So it's a good thing that we did not take any hit. Now coming into the business end, coming into the actual discussion. Amit bhai, let's talk about the strikers first. Or let's talk about the strikers. So two strikers automatically pop up at least for the next 2 to 3 game weeks, and that's Ollie Watkins from Aston Villa and Ivan Toney from Brentford. Both are automatic first choice starters if they are fully fit. Both of them are. Watkins, in fact, recently has been on a good run of form. I think he scored in 5 of the last 6 games, if I'm not mistaken. And then there is Ivan Toney, who's been Brentford's leading man, also takes penalties and also sometimes is in charge of the set pieces as well. There is a gap of 0.3 million between the two of them, so not a lot of difference. But here's where things get interesting. Recently, Ivan Toney has admitted that he's guilty of all the betting charges. I think he's agreed from out of the 270 allegations that were put on him, he's agreed to 262 of them. Now, one thing is for certain that whatever ban he's going to be getting is going to be a huge one. Now, when is this ban going to be implemented is the question. So, do you pick Ollie Watkins or do you pick Ivan Toney? And if at all you are going for Ivan Toney on the assumption that the ban will take effect arguably from next season onwards, do you wait until the last minute to get in Toney? That is the question.
So, as you have mentioned already, Delvin. So, Ollie Watkins, he scored 5 in 5 in last 5 games, and Ivan Toney again the main man for Brentford. The if there are no charges, though there will be charges for sure, but we don't know when it will be implemented or when it will start. So the problem is, if nothing happens as of now, then Ivan Toney is a better option because Ivan Toney has a double game week in 27. He has a game week in 28 also. This is not a blank game week for Brentford now because Leicester lost against Blackburn in the FA Cup. So it's not a blank game week. So for that reason, and also I guess they have a double game week in 29, and so they have a double game week in 31 also. What I have read about as of now. So for this case, I would say Ivan Toney is a better option. But yes, we need to wait for him now because couple of game weeks back, I had thought of bringing Ivan Toney in my team instead of Mitrovic for the start of game week 26 because then it will be for my strikers they will be sorted. Only I have to make changes into the midfield and the defenders for double game week because I had one Brighton player already in my team. I would have taken one more Brighton defender and one Brentford striker and a Brentford defender. So I that was my strategy. But now after this allegations and he accepting his allegations, that has changed everything for me. So in this case, if a ban happens, then I guess everyone will go for Watkins because Aston Villa is looking good and he's scoring goals. He's taking penalties also now. So Watkins is a good choice. But again, it all depends upon the what ban, how much ban, when it is starting. So I will still wait for him till game week 27 if I want to bring him in my team.
Yeah, I mean you'll have to wait until the last few minutes of the deadline, because until now nothing official has come out regarding his punishment and the how long the punishment is going to be, or when exactly is the punishment going to kick in. So all of them are actually waiting for that announcement itself. So it will be very interesting to see how the impact changes, especially considering the fact, like you said, that Brentford have a double game week and Aston Villa does not. Uh, Munawar bhai, apart from Brentford, three other teams also have a double game week. Brighton, Crystal Palace, and Southampton being the other three teams. Now we all know that as of now, Southampton is a team that you should not look for when it comes to FPL assets. They've been absolutely horrible, with all due respect to them. And even James Ward-Prowse has managed to, do what he does, but then it's not always enough compared to the previous seasons that we've seen. That leaves us with Crystal Palace and Brighton. Two teams who do have some FPL assets that we could look forward to. But again, the question remains: are they attractive enough, or are they sure shot bankers on whether they will give you returns or no? Or because if we talk about Brighton, for example, Mitoma, March, Ferguson, all these, there was a time where they had a span of 4 or 5 game weeks on the trot where they were giving good returns. But again, now they're falling a little bit silent. Then, considering Crystal Palace, Zaha was their only asset, and I think Zaha is injured. I think he's still injured, if I'm not wrong. And the rest of the players have not exactly stepped up their game, which has been a problem for them. So, do you think there are any players that are worth taking a risk for in both Brighton and Crystal Palace? And if yes, then which of them?
Like if you go for Brighton, like you only took the three names, Mitoma, March, and Ferguson. You can go for in defender. You can go for Ispania because he's a good right back. He's putting some balls inside. He's giving some assists, so he's also a good pick. And for Crystal Palace, you can go for Eze or you can go for Olis. But like now we see the manager is keep on rotating the team. Sometime Eze starts, sometime Eze comes from bench, so it's risky to take Crystal Palace players. And as you said about Saints also we only have Jawproski, so we can go from him. And for Brighton, we have four options. You can go for Mitoma, March, or you can, if you want a good striker, like Kane is doesn't performing well, so you can go for Ferguson because you have double game week. Or you can do one more thing, like you can keep of like for game of week 28 you can keep Haaland or like you can sell Haaland and you can bring another striker, and then again you can keep the player rotating, like you sell Haaland, you bring one player, then again you sell that player and bring Haaland back, so that's also a good option for you.
The problem with Brighton is that now, before the game week or before their FA Cup match, so March and Estupinan are injured, and now we don't know whether they will start or the next match or not. And without them, I guess, because Estupinan is the one who goes forward from the left, and he has filled the boots of Cucurella very well, and he was the one who is making them tick. And with March and Estupinan on the left hand side, their left is dead now. And if you see against I have seen the highlights of that Brighton game in the FA Cup. They were not so fluidic, which they were in earlier game weeks. Mitoma gave an assist and Ferguson scored the goal. Yes, because these two are the main ones. But other than that, there are no there are nothing more left.
All
So
right. I think it looks like your son also wants to play FPL at a very young age. I think you're raising him. I think you're raising him the right way.
yes, just
If the
watch United and play
yes,
FPL.
if the father is taking so much stress in FPL, बेटा आगे जाके आपको भी stress लेना ही पड़ेगा. ये इस घर की परंपरा है, आपको fulfill करनी ही पड़ेगी.
Sure, sure.
F, FPL for noobs, quite literally. uh, Munawar bhai, coming to the immediate game week, that is game week 26, where each and everyone has a single game to look at. Let us have a look at the fixtures of the established sides. That is the players which almost all managers will have from. So Arsenal play Bournemouth. Liverpool play United. That's a very complicated fixture to look at. Then there is City who play Newcastle, another very tricky fixture. Especially if you look at the previous game that had happened, the 3-all game, where attack was given first preference and defense was just put at the back burner. Then there is Spurs who play Wolves. I think everyone has Kane in that matter, so that which is the only reason why I'm putting Spurs in the conversation in the first place. Chelsea, well, okay, they have Leeds, so that's another interesting fixture. Other fixtures to look at are West Ham play Brighton. Then there is Fulham who play Brentford, and Bournemouth, no, Aston Villa play Crystal Palace. So these are some few fixtures which you could look at. So what would be Amit bhai, what would Munawar bhai, what would be your tactics for game week 26? Considering that there are no blanks, there are no double game weeks in this game week. What is going to be your strategy entering into game week 26?
So, like I already made a transfer. Like I bought Raya of I subs Jose Sa and I bought Raya because Banford have a very good week coming up. Like very good game weeks are coming up. They have double game weeks. So I bought Raya and I removed Gakpo for -4 and I bought Rashi. Now let's see Rashi in my team if scores or not. So I bought Rashford. Baki rest all team will be remain same for me. Like for Haaland, Felix for Jao Felix, I'm giving another 2 games for him. If he scores, then only I will keep him, or else I will go for Tony for him because game week 28 is double game week for them. No, game week 27 is double game
27,
week for them.
27,
27 is a
27 is
double game week for them. So like I need to make a choice. I might go for Felix for double game week. Let's see what happens. But my team will be like Raya, Trippier, Saliba, and Ben May. Then Martinelli, Odegaard, Rashford, and Bruno. And forward, I will be have Haaland, Felix, and Kane.
Amit bhai, what is your strategy for 26? So is game week 26 going to be where you also prepare for game week 27? Or do you concentrate on game week 26 as only just one game week and not a prelude for what is going to happen in 27?
No, I have to prepare for game week 27 and 28 coming forward. So I'm thinking of taking a wild card, using a wild card for my team, wherein I can bring Brentford or Brighton players this time around. Though I need to check. So like the likes of Raya or the likes of Ben Me, then likes of Estupinan in my team. But all depends upon the fitness. So I'll wait till Saturday because Saturday is the deadline. But yes, I am thinking of doing this using wildcard and then preparing for coming games because because game week 29 after international break is also a big thing. But I'm also 20% unsure about if I should wait for international break and then I should use my wildcard in that period. So that's why I have to make my decision accordingly.
Yeah, exactly. That is where for me also the wild card becomes a little tricky. So my strategy is pretty simple. The quality of the sides that have a double game week in game week 27 is really not that up to the mark. So my focus on using the wild
Yeah.
card is going to be either game week 28 or game week 29, which are arguably two of the most crucial game weeks. So for me, 27, I already have Raya with me as my goalkeeper since game week 1. So seeing Munawar Bhai finally enter the Raya bandwagon makes me feel very happy because he's the one asset that I have been holding for the past 2 years, not this year itself. So I have had Raya as my starting keeper since last season. So it's good to see someone finally join the bandwagon as far as Raya is concerned. Tony, like I said, it's a last minute decision. Considering that Watkins himself is on a very good run of form, and also because they play Crystal Palace, a very promising fixture. So holding Watkins could be key. Brentford do have three very favourable fixtures with Everton and Southampton in their double game week and Fulham coming up next. So it's going to be a case of wait and see. I'm definitely bringing Mitoma back. I transferred him out in the last game week so as I avoid any hits. So Mitoma is the one that's going to come back. I'm not going to have much of players for game week 27 in my double game week side. So it's going to be each game week for its own. I'm not going to plan for game week 27 in 26 as far as I'm concerned. So very because not a lot to discuss as far as 26 is concerned since everyone has a game.
Yeah.
So let us just go into the keys like who's going to be a captain for game week 26. So potential captains are from players from Arsenal because they have Bournemouth, players from Man City because they have Newcastle who have tapered off a little bit, but I'm not putting anything past them because they are a tough team to beat still. And then there is Spurs, Wolves, they are playing Wolves, so there is a chance that Harry Kane could bag. And then there is United. Again, very tough fixture at Anfield. Liverpool seem to have found their form. So, Amit bhai, who are you going to captain? Seems very simple, but it is still a very complicated decision. Who's going to be your captain? So
So, like Haaland got a rest midweek, so he was not involved in the game against in the FA Cup game. So definitely I'm going with Haaland this time around because the problem with Arsenal, it's not a problem for them, but it's a problem for the FPL managers because everyone is scoring goals for them. It's Odegaard, then it's Martinelli, then it's Saka. So these goals are divided among these three players. So that's it's not a problem for Arteta, but it's a problem for the FPL managers because we cannot stick who will score a goal and who will get the big haul. Because the goals are divided. So in the last 4-0 win last night also, Saka scored a goal, Martinelli scored a brace, and then Odegaard scored one. So all these three players were involved in the build-up. So, but Haaland again, because City has the game and he is all rested, fully rested for 90 minutes. I know he will, but he will not play for full 90 minutes because they have a game in the midweek UCL game, I guess. So for 70 minutes for sure he will start, and I am hoping he will score one or two goals and give us a good. Okay, so Haaland is my choice as of now.
Munawar bhai, what about you? Your captain for this game week?
I will go with Rashi this.
So for me, again, it's a dilemma between an Arsenal player and a City player. Obviously, because I think even when is the Europa first leg games? Is it the same time as
12th.
Champions League? No, I don't
No,
think so. No,
it's
no.
on 12th. It's on 12th. No, not 12th. It's on
Yeah, same.
8th or 9th. It's on 8th March.
Wait, I'll check.
8th March or 9th March.
So that would be a
So
problem
next
then.
week only, na? Next week only.
Next week. So that will again be a problem.
Holy midweek.
Yeah, so I think that would be an issue as far as United and Arsenal sides are concerned, because it's going to be because both of them have tough fixtures as far as Europa League is concerned, with Arsenal playing Lisbon and United playing Betis. So we'll have to wait and see how each side will have. I think there are going to be changes. So yeah, I am also going to stick with the old reliable Haaland. I stuck with him last week when everyone went to Salah, and more or less the impact that both of them had were the same. So it wasn't really a point of a fall or a rise for me, thanks to that one blank game week he had against Crystal Palace. So it held me in good stead. So that was good. So I'll definitely, there is no doubt this time for me, I'm going to keep Haaland as my captain. So with that, Amit bhai, Munawar bhai, thank you so much for talking about the upcoming game week. It's going to be a very interesting time frame for all FPL managers involved. No two
Yeah.
ways about it. These game weeks, the upcoming game weeks, are the exact reason why we play FPL and why we enjoy the game so much. No matter,
Yeah.
it gives us stress to no end. The amount of spreadsheets that we see, the amount of permutations and combinations that we do end up doing. But at the end of the day, this is why we play the game, and this is why we enjoy it also to the fullest. With that being said, thank you so much to all of you guys for being a part of this journey. Our aim is to reach 2,000 subscribers by the end of this week. So do smash that like button, do click on that subscribe button, and do press the bell icon so that you're notified for every video that we put out. Do support us in our FPL journey as well. We've been putting out FPL videos every Thursday or every Wednesday, depending upon whenever we are available. So do go ahead and drop a like for this video and share it across to as many FPL managers as possible. There is the newest FPL manager there. And hopefully he comes to our level, and his number. We are grooming a potential number one FPL manager in the near future. Start them young. So hopefully you all join us in our FPL journey as well, so that we are able to put out more content related to FPL further as well. And for all those FPL managers who are finding it difficult or who do want to understand how the game works, we would love to have you see this video and the rest of the videos that are there in our FPL collection as well. We are also active on social media on Instagram and on Twitter. So do drop us a follow there. We are always active there as well. And like I say, every day is match day on our official WhatsApp group. We'd love to have you there. I, Munawar Bhai, and Amit Bhai are always active there as well. And we are more than happy to give our expertise or our advice on whatever matters you have or whatever questions or queries you have regarding FPL. So do join us on our ever growing WhatsApp family as well. With that being said, this is Munawar Bhai, myself, and Amit Bhai wishing all of you good night. Peace, like AV Bhai Jr. also says. Do take care of yourself, and we'll see you soon next week with another episode of FPL by MESC Red Devils NCR. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy, and GG and you.